All right, so all of the outer petals are done. So now I'm going to do the half circles in the same color, the 741. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go through and go ahead and stitch all of these. And then I'm going to change color again. So I'll be back in a few after I stitch those up. All right, so now I've gotten all of those done and I'm switching color again to the yellow orange, the 743. Oops. Be doing 3 strands of that, continue back stitching. So I'm going to be doing these half circles and then also these guys. Be tricky to separate the thread, especially because this does not seem to want to get separated. All right, I'll go that far. Thread up. Okay. All right, I'm gonna do these first. So on here, I said to do the detached lazy daisy stitch. So you're going to, I came up there and you're also gonna go back into that same hole. Now, at the top of the loop, you're gonna want to, you're gonna make a tiny stitch basically. So you can see that it makes a much narrower flower petal than what I've got drawn. So I want to make it roughly the size of what I drew. I'm going to put the needle back in there to tack it, right? And then what you need to do is kind of push the thread to the side so you can see the lines. And then you're going to do a little tack on each side so that it's correct. All right, see, so now you've got that done. Now, you don't have to necessarily do that every time, but if when you're making the flower petal you realize, oh, that is not gonna look right, you just do those side tacks in order to ensure it's the right shape. You don't always need to do one on each side either, but like this one, I think I only need to tack it over here. There we go. Okay. So like that one doesn't even need to be tacked. But as you go through here, you're going to realize several of them are going to need to be tacked on the side. All right, and then I'm also going to go through and do the back stitch on these half circles in the same color. All right. Okay, so now that I've gotten all of those done, this 2-line section here with all the lines, I'm going to do in the yellow 726. Okay. There we go. All right, so I'm going to keep stitching the top and bottom of both of these half moons and all the lines with this yellow, and then we'll move on to the next color. Okay, I've threaded the variegated to do this final line here that on my other one I did as a satin stitch. I'm just going to do the back stitch for this one as well and not do the satin stitch this time. And then after I do this, then you're going to decide on what color you want to do for these final ones here and also for the French knots. Okay, so continue on there. I'm going to go ahead and grab another needle to show you. This is the same stitch there that we did before. So I think for this one, I will go back to the light yellow, which is here. Oops. Drop the end there. Okay. Knotting up that. All right, I'm going to bring this forward so I don't entangle it. Okay, so I'm going to do the line first, and then just below that line, come back into it. Make sure there's enough pull to be able to get it to the sides. Tack it. Then I'm going to come over here from that side. Okay, there you go. All right, and then I think for this French knot, I'm probably going to use the variegated for all of the French knots on the top. I need to put I don't know why I don't have the dots on here. I must have forgotten when I transferred the pattern. But yeah, so all of the dots, I'm going to use the variegated. And then you can decide what color of the French knots you want to do here. So let me tie this bit off. Okay. And then we've got a right mess right here. Somehow that got tangled up in there. All right. So I'm just gonna run the stitch underneath the previous stitches so you don't get a line across here. All right, so for the French knot, let me try to get up close. So you're gonna go through the center of the dot on there. Okay. Then you're gonna wanna wrap the thread around the needle at least twice. If you want a bigger knot, you can do 3 times. All right, and then you're gonna hold the thread here taut and then pull the needle directly through. And boom, perfect French knot. Okay. So I'll do it another time. I'll run that thread across the back again along the stitch line. Right, and we'll do that again. So right up through the center. Okay. And then wrap it around at least twice. Right back into the center, keeping that thread taut. Pull that needle right through, nice and slow. Boom, perfect French knot. All right, so I will come back with the finished embroidery.